what's up folks? A lot of people have been messaging me about this dyno, so I'm going to take a minute and talk about what we found today. And we did a little bit of testing with pipes. So this is what some people call a bun factor, 50-50, I don't know, there's a lot of names, but it's essentially the inner chamber of a Powerfactor. You can see the outer chamber's been cut off. I've got a large stinger on here, so the outer stinger from a Powerfactor. And then I've welded on a cooling chamber in the first, 10 inches, maybe 12 inches, probably 12 inches. So I've also got down here a outer chamber Powerfactor. So this looks just like a Powerfactor. However, it doesn't have a cooling chamber. It's just the outer portion of the pipe, and it's also got the large stinger. So I tested this pipe first with water injection right here with a 120 jet, and then we tested this pipe with the 120 spray bar and no cooling here. So this was originally off, and then we tested this again with no water injection here, so spray bar completely cut off and cooling in this chamber here. And the results were really interesting. So let me roll the video on the results and check it out. This is an outer chamber Powerfactor with a big stinger, run wet with a 120 jet. So there's the curve, looks pretty normal. Here's when I switched to an inner chamber. It happens to be like a 50-50 bun factor type thing, but I was just run as an inner chamber with a spray bar with the same 120 jet. So insane how different it is, but does the opposite of what I feel in the boat, where it looks like it has more quote-unquote bottom end, bunch more power up until about 59-ish or 5,700, about 5,900 RPMs. They switch over and the big pipe takes over. Okay, but now watch what happens when I compare the outer chamber run wet. So this is outer chamber run wet with a 120 spray bar here, and this is inner chamber 50-50 pipe, like a bun factor pipe, run dry with just the cooling chamber like a bun pipe. So no spray into the exhaust. The curves are very close, but the inner chamber with the cooling and no spray bar actually makes generally more power, definitely more power under the curve versus the outer chamber run wet. But then interestingly, it's minor, but they cross over at about 6,700 RPMs, and the the 50-50 pipe then runs worse than the outer chamber only. Did I get that? I think I got that right. Let me check that. Yeah, outer chamber takes over 7,200 RPMs. So the outer chamber run wet makes more peak power versus the bun factor run dry.